All right, so we're here today to do my last test out video here. I have my client Angela. Before we get started, do you have any injuries or conditions I should know? No. Are you okay with hands-on correction? Perfect. Okay, so my name is Catherine. I will be your instructor today. We're going to go ahead and get started with some footwork. So I'm going to have you start off laying on your back. You can place your headrest up or down, whatever is more comfortable for you. And I want you to place your heels on that foot bar with the toes flexing back towards the mirror. And make sure you have like a fist distance between them. I want you to take a nice big inhale, roll the shoulder blades down and back, pull in your core, and then on exhale, press that carriage all the way out, lengthen yourself nice and long, and then we're gonna pull back into home. Perfect, so we're just pressing out and in, beautiful. Think about squeezing those glutes as hard as you can as you lengthen all the way out, and resist the springs using your hamstrings to pull back into home. Perfect, keeping your spine and pelvis in neutral. Perfect, go ahead, bring that carriage back into home. I'm going to have you slide down onto your arches now. Go ahead and wrap those toes over the front of that foot bar. And again, nice big exhale. You're pressing that carriage all the way out. And then we're pulling back into home with the hamstrings. Beautiful. Again, keep those shoulder blades down and back. Think like body stand. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Proud chest. Pulling in that core. Lengthening as long as you can be. Reaching that head towards the mirror. Beautiful. Go do one more. Bring that carriage back into home. I'm going to have you slide down onto your toes now, and we're going to have those heels be nice and lifted. And then nice big exhale, press that carriage all the way out. We're squeezing those glutes as hard as we can, and then we're pulling back into home. Perfect. Feel that stretch on the front of your legs through your ankles all the way up to your knees. Perfect. Keep those heels lifted as high as you can, even as you bring that carriage back into home. Beautiful. Good, bring that carriage back into home. I'm gonna have you go into a wide stance here. We're gonna go into second position. So we're gonna have your toes be on the outside there. We're gonna go into external rotation. So pull those heels in towards one another. And then again, nice big exhale. You're gonna press that carriage all the way out, squeezing those legs together as if there's an imaginary blueberry between them. So as you lengthen out, I want you to squeeze that imaginary blueberry as hard as you can. And then again, reaching that crown of the head towards the mirror behind you. Beautiful, keeping that nice neutral spine and pelvis. Last one. I press all the way out, and we're going to go into a lower end lift. So go ahead and lower those heels down, keeping the legs completely straight, and then we press back up on inhale. Perfect. Take a nice big exhale as you're pulling those heels underneath, diving deeper into that stretch. Beautiful. We'll do one more. Good, lengthen your legs all the way. Bend those knees, bring that carriage back into home. I'm going to go ahead and have you reach behind you and make sure that your headrest is completely flat. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and move into our bridging series here. I want you to place your heels on the foot bar. Toes are going to flex back towards that mirror behind you. Right now we're starting off. I want you to get a nice neutral spine. You're going to press your sits bones evenly down on that carriage, and then with a nice big exhale, you're going to roll up into a bridge one vertebrae at a time, leading with the hips just up to that T-point, and then we're going to roll back down nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Perfect. Think about really squeezing that core, and you're getting that imprint in your spine as you're articulating up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And then back down nice and slow with control. And one more all the way up. Rolling up nice and slow. Perfect. We're going to hold here and go into a pelvic press. So you're going to lift an inch, squeezing those glutes, and then we lower an inch. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Go ahead, articulate back down nice and slow. We're going to go ahead and bring our feet down onto our arches, wrap those toes over the front of that foot bar, and then again keeping that parallel feet with like a fist distance apart. We're going to go into a hinging bridge this time. So rather than having articulation, you're just going to lift your hips up in one piece like an elevator going up to the ceiling, and then we lower back down. Perfect. So go all the way up into that bridge, and then think about leading, going back down, tilting the pelvis towards the center of the studio to land in neutral. Beautiful. Back up one more time. And then go ahead and come back down. We're going to go slide down to your toes. Keep those heels nice and elevated. And we're going to go back into that articulated bridge. So we're rolling up one vertebrae at a time, lifting the hips up, squeezing those glutes together, and then we roll back down. Perfect. There we go. Go ahead and go all the way up one more time, or two more times. We're lengthening that front side of your body while strengthening the back side. This is really good for people who are sitting at your desk all day, studying. Perfect. Go ahead and roll back down one more time. And then go ahead and windshield wiper those knees side to side. Perfect. So we're gonna go ahead now and move into our pregnancy modification for bridging. So I'm gonna have Angela come off to the side of the reformer here. And so I'm gonna have you sit your butt down in front of that short box. And you're gonna place your elbows back there, and I want you to have like your T-point right on the front edge of that box. Feet are nice and flat and parallel. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be lifting our hips up into a bridge, but I want you to make sure it's a hinge, so no articulation. So nice big exhale. Oh, go ahead, those elbows a little closer. Yeah, whatever feels comfortable. Okay, roll those shoulder blades down and back. Try to think about keeping your head in line with neck and shoulders. Really squeeze that core, and we're keeping a nice neutral spine. Go ahead, hinge those hips up on exhale. Perfect, and then we lower back down. We're gonna do one more. Keep that head in line with neck and shoulders lifting up. Perfect, one more. Bring those hips back down. Last one, lifting up. Now adding that pelvic press again. So lift an inch, and then we lower an inch. Lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Bring those hips back down off the mat. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead now and move over to the springboard here. So first, I'd like to demonstrate the proper spring height. So generally, for like the general population, you're going to set the yellow springs to an 8 for arm work, and then you're going to have your purple springs set to a 5 for leg work. But if someone's taller, you can set it to a 6. Generally, someone who's like 5'10" or taller. For someone like myself who's taller, yellow springs will be set to more like a 9. The most important thing though to focus on is making sure that those springs are at shoulder height or below. And then we also have a dowel bar here. This dowel bar is used for bilateral arm work, and then this, the handles here are used for unilateral arm work. Okay, so go ahead and come on over. And we're going to go ahead and do some forward, so we're going to do side facing here. So I want you to grab that yellow spring. We're going to just start off with like some rotation. So I want you to bring that hand out in front of your chest. You're going to interlock your hands. You're going to keep your hips facing forward. Pull in that core, nice neutral spine, stacked spine. Think about lengthening your head as tall as you can up towards the ceiling. We're going to go ahead, squeeze that core, and you're going to twist just above the through the torso. Perfect. Think like you're wringing out a towel. You want your abs to feel that wringing out. Perfect. Gaze follows those hands as you twist. Perfect. Nice big exhale as you're twisting to the side. Beautiful. Keep those shoulder blades rolled down and back. It's your last one here. Go ahead and come back to neutral here. And then just take a step to the side. You're going to bring your hand out to the side. We're going to go ahead and do like a lat pull here. So roll those shoulder blades down and back. And then on exhale, you're going to press your hand down towards your hips. And then we go back up. It's kind of like a half like snow angel. So press down and then back up. Perfect. One more. Down and then back up. Okay, perfect. Bring that hand back to the hip now. We're going to do like a side bend. Roll those shoulder blades down and back. And then on exhale, we're going to press that handle down, feeling that nice lateral flexion. Pull your rib towards your hip, but keep your head in line with neck and shoulders. There you go. And then come back up. It's a nice stretch. So one more time, pressing all the way down, reaching, feeling that pull of your rib towards your hip. Perfect. Go ahead and come back up. We're going to turn and face towards the back of the studio to the other side. Perfect. So again, keeping those hips nice and forward. We have that nice stacked spine. Maybe a soft bend in the knees. Roll those shoulder blades down and back. Gaze should be towards the back here. Keeping those hips facing forward. We're adding in that twist through the torso, rotating towards the center of the room. Perfect. Feel those abs wringing out like you're wringing a towel. Perfect. Yep, nice big exhale. Keeping your arms stable the entire time. You're just moving through the torso. Perfect. Come back to center. And then again, go ahead and take a step out to the side. We're going to do that lat pull again. So roll those shoulder blades down and back, squeezing that core. And then we're pressing down on exhale down to the hip. And then back out to the side. Perfect. And down the hip. And back out to the side. One more. Good job. And then back out to the side. We're going to finish with one last side bend here. So you're going to bring your hand down to your hip. Take a nice big exhale. We're pulling that rib towards the hip. Feeling that nice lateral flexion on the side of your body. And then we come back to center. And then one more time, press all the way down. Feel that nice stretch on the side of your body. Come back up. And then go ahead and place that spring back down. And then you are all done. Thank you.